The question of the day is, can you be smarter? Can you become more intellectual? Have higher intelligence? And the answer, I believe, is yes. Now, it's not how you think. Um, and again, I highly, highly recommend you start working on this and improving yourself because it will benefit you in so many ways: your wealth, how you manage your finances, how attractive you are to other people, and so forth. It is always such a disappointment, a bit when there's a just such a beautiful girl and she's just not ambitious, or she's not very intelligent, or she's not like even trying to increase it, or she doesn't think she can, or whatever other reason. And again, if these girls get arrogant and they think they can just ride it off on looks, oftentimes they can, and they'll get a lot of attention from guys, a lot of guys courting them, but it can end badly. So everyone can work on this. I do understand that there's genetic levels of intelligence, and that range is somewhat fixed. You're born with a certain level of intelligence. Having said that, though, coming from an Asian background, Asian upbringing, and reading a ton of books on self help, self improvement, uh, accumulating wealth and knowledge, and so forth, what I have learned is that it's not the size of your engine that matters, it's the efficiency of your engine. And the wonderful thing about uh, life is that this is something that is so complex, that there's so much knowledge out there that you can start accumulating this. Think about it this way: there's that guy who has this 200 level IQ, high IQ, but he never reads a book on it in his life at all. And then there's the same guy, he has 100 IQ, slightly above average, and he has started believing that although he doesn't have that high genetic IQ, he can start accumulating knowledge and growing. So he's reading a book a day on a applicable skill. For instance, it could be something on business economics, or it can be something on photography. And he's reading a book a day, developing the skill. That's 365 books on this topic in a year. Thick books. Put that 10 years, 20 years, 30 years. That amount of knowledge pushed into his brain, while this guy on the flip side is just, trolling through life doing nothing. This man is going to pull ahead tremendously. And for someone like me who is not just reading stuff on photography, again, it can be very useful just diving very deep into one skill. But if you accumulate your knowledge on a lot of things, you don't want to spread yourself too thin and too far, but a variety of things like managing your finances, businesses, accumulating wealth, stuff like that, it can make you a well-rounded person. It can make you very prepared for the future and so forth. This is some knowledge I stumbled across after just reading a lot of books. A great one I recommend is Charlie Munger's Poor Charlie's Almanac. It's about $70, but it's well worth the buy. And it is just so tragic. Most people I talk to, the average people I talk to, it's the most tragic thing ever. And, no matter how hard I try, they're just not convinced. They don't believe. They don't want to. They want to be lazy. They think that once they finish school, once they finish college, they don't have to learn a thing or do anything or do much, other than maybe a few courses or a few like conferences here and there, in terms of learning. And it's the most tragic thing ever. And again, it's one of those things. That phrase, it gets lonely at the top. Unfortunately, it is one of those things where it's like kind of tragic. Like these people, they don't want to even learn. They just want to be lazy and stuff. And it can get you to a point where you can start to feel isolated, because it's just like these people are not up to par with me on an intellectual or ambitious level, and all the convincing in the world will not do anything. So I don't want to get too arrogant. Again, I'm sure there's plenty of more ambitious, higher IQ people out there, but it is one of those things that maybe you can start believing and start working on. Again, baby step it. So you don't have to read a book a day. How about a few pages every day of a more productive book that will make you smarter? It is the most tragic thing ever, and I do think, it would be great if there's more people out there who are just would understand this. And it's tragic, but it is how it is. It's also kind of interesting because when I approach girls, I remember I would do this, and I mean, they can get arrogant, whether it's because they're in this social status hierarchy or they're good looking, and it's like, I mean, deep down, I'm just like, okay, so what? So what? I mean, that's good and stuff, but like in the long run, unfortunately, I kind of know it's not that important in terms of finding a partner, in terms of finding, of doing well in life. So it's a little bit tragic, and the point of this video is to inspire and enlighten you guys. So start working on that. You can build 30 years of tremendous amounts of knowledge just by doing a little every day. It's the same thing with working out and fitness. 10 to 20 push-ups a day is not that big a deal. If you consistently, and that's the key word, again, it's tough. For me, it's tougher for fitness than it is for reading. But if you can consistently do this for about 20 minutes a day, consistently, and so many people fail at this as well. They do it for like 10 minutes here and there, and then they stop for 2 weeks. If you can do this, this can build over 10 years to amazing muscles, maybe amazing pecs, triceps, and so forth. So think it through. That's all I really gotta say. Thanks for watching. As always, like and subscribe. I'll see you in my next video.